Greetings, agents, and welcome to the cast reveal for Exposure Sequence 2. Now loading. Exposure Agent Profile.
I'm Rory Hoary, and I'm here with Glory, and I'm here to win the game, and I'm here to make his story. My name is Rory Patricks. I am 20 years old. I live in Rochester, New York. I live on the coast of Lake Ontario, about 15 minutes from Canada. I am a student. I am currently studying adolescent education. I hope to be a school counselor. I want to start off more as a history teacher and then more so transition into counseling. Currently, I am a teacher's aide. I was able to get in through a program and I was able to get grandfathered through their system, and I'm a teacher's aide. Typically, you need a certain kind of degree. I did recently get a promotion, woohoo, but I love working with children. It's something that I love to do. I hope to do it for the rest of my life. I also know how to play 6 musical instruments. Most notably, I know how to play the guitar. I know how to play piano. I also was grown up in the band, throughout school, orchestra, that kind of thing. So I know how to play a bunch of those instruments as well. And I write my own music. My initial strategy is just to get to know everybody. I am a very social player, so I will try to get to know everyone to the best of my ability. I just hope not to piss anyone off. That's my strategy coming in. And obviously I'm going to have to do that. And I mean, everyone's going to have to, but I have what it takes to win exposure because honestly, I'm very sociable. I know how to get along with almost anyone and everyone. And honestly, I'm able to just get in good with everyone, in my opinion. Most of the time, I do fuck up sometimes and it's all in love with the game. But I mean, at the end of the day, I just think I'm the best. And that's all you need to really do well in exposure in any game.
Welcome to Sequence 2 of the Exposure Initiative. Rory Patricks. Now loading. Exposure Agent Profile.
My only imperfection is the fact that I'm perfect.
Hi, my name is Destiny Doppler. I am 32 at the time you are watching this. I live in Bettendorf, Iowa. I'm a human resources specialist. And I go by she, her pronouns. I am a super boring human who spends all of her free time reading or with her child playing board games. I work a ton for the Department of Defense. And I have a husband who doesn't support my habits. My initial strategy going into the game is to not let anyone know who I am. Hopefully nobody can figure it out. That's it. Just gonna hide. I wanted to participate in Exposure because I love Clark Wilcox and I want to support anything he does. I know I'm supposed to say, I'm going to win because I'm the best. I don't think I'll win, but I know I'm going to have the most fun.
Welcome to Sequence 2 of the Exposure Initiative. Destiny Doppler. Now loading. Exposure Agent Profile.
Let's make every day a Nick Day. So my name is Nick Day. I am 22. I am from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So I am a grad student in speech pathology and I am absolutely super passionate about it. I love helping people and really making a difference in people's lives. And that's just the perfect field for me. School makes me want to die, but it's going to be worth it in the end. My initial strategy is not applicable. I have gone into too many orgs being like, I'm going to strategize my ass off. Oh my God, I'm going to make so many sub-alliances. And I'm like third boot. I'm going into this game blind. I'm just going to talk with people. I'm going to hang out. However far I get, I'm going to get. And I feel like that's going to be my best strategy instead of like, okay, I must vote out, person X at final 40. That's not going to work. So I'm just gonna have fun with it. So I wanted to participate in Exposure because it seems like such a fun, cool concept, and you're not just beholden to pre-existing relationships that I feel like are like rampant in other orgs. I just get to rely on myself, and people get to kind of meet me and hang out with me without actually hanging out with me. And that is like super cool, and I'm excited for that. So I have what it takes to win Exposure because I'm bubbly enough and I'm super fun, but I can also fly under the radar when I need to. And I think that combination is what's going to get me to the end because people are going to like me enough, but they're going to forget about me just enough to let me squeak through to the end.
Welcome to Sequence 2 of the Exposure Initiative. Nick Day. Now loading. Exposure Agent Profile.
Life's too short to be fake. So I'm Amanda Renee Shepherd. I'm 40 years old. I'm from New South Wales in Australia. I'm a single mother of two and a full-time carer for my mum who had a stroke in 2010, and my pronouns are she, her. So yeah, basically, like I said, I'm a single mother of two, so I like doing a lot of stuff with my kids, going to the park, going to the beach, pool, etc. My org history or whatever, I like playing a lot of the mole games or the whodunit type games. Not necessarily a big fan of Big Brother and Survivor, although I have played them as well. I like karaoke, I like dancing, I like cooking, and yeah. My initial strategy would be to be fake. Basically, I've heard good reviews from previous contestants, and again, it's one of them sort of saboteur, you've got to hide type thing. Not necessarily sabotage, but you've got to be hidden type thing. So I just want to see how I go. But I think this will be my bucket list item of First Boot, to be honest, because I'm very set in my ways. So anyone that's played anything with me previously will know exactly who I am straight up, I believe.
Welcome to Sequence 2 of the Exposure Initiative. Amanda Renee Shepherd. Now loading. Exposure Agent Profile.
I'm here for a long time and a good time. My name is Chase Harper. I am 29 years old. I am a bartender from Kansas City, Missouri. My pronouns are he, him, his. I recently moved to Kansas City, Missouri from Houston, Texas, and I'm still kind of trying to figure out what I'm going to be doing up here. I make fancy cocktails for a living, and with my job, I just am constantly having to talk to people that I don't really want to talk to. But through that, I've met some pretty incredible people, and I've also learned that I've got a pretty great communication set. I have two stupid dogs with short legs and a really grumpy cat behind me at some point. And for fun, I like to read, I like watching TV, I like drinking, and I like staring at my fish tank that I did over quarantine. My initial strategy is definitely going to be just chumming it up with everyone. Like I said, it's so easy for me to strike a conversation out of literally nothing, and that's why I get paid to do so. So I want to make sure that I am comfortable with everyone, that everyone enjoys their time around me, but I also am going to be paying attention because I'm a very detail-oriented person. Exposure just seemed like such a different game than I was used to. I've been so used to like the challenge games where someone gets picked up all the time, and it's not necessarily based too much around your social abilities. With Exposure, I really like that it was almost entirely revolved around that. I get to use what I know I'm good at to try and like pinpoint certain things, and that's why I was really excited about this game. I just have the personality that people are going to want to tell me things, as chummy as that sounds. With the way I'm going to play this game, that'll be pretty good and easy for me to navigate the different personalities to really figure out like a pathway to the end.
Welcome to Sequence 2 of the Exposure Initiative. Chase Harper. Now loading. Exposure Agent Profile.
It's better to expose yourself than to be exposed. So my name is Will, as you may or may not know. If you don't know, sorry for you. Will Satterwhite. I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York, but I currently reside in the great state of Georgia. And my occupation right now is a sales supervisor. All right, so a little bit about me. I am a 7-year military vet. I was in the Navy for 7 years, been to a lot of different places, traveled the world. Decided to move back to New York, where I ended up doing a bunch of, retail fun stuff. I currently reside in the great state of Georgia, where I'm living my best life and trying to, move up the chain. I'm a sales supervisor right now, currently for a company, and I'm making some good money in this. Hopefully we keep that going. I am also a big lover of animals. I have a turtle, I have a husky, 2 cats, planning on getting another husky actually to, give this guy a buddy. I would take some Exposure because I'm, one of those people that I'm gonna constantly give my all to to the game. I'm gonna play hard, and I'm gonna give, what people are expecting of me. I'm social, and I'm good at kind of, reading people for the most part. I think like in any game, I really am good at like telling when people's lying to me and when people are leaving out facts, which is really important in this type of games. I think just paying attention to who's omitting details and then just cross-matching what each person says. So I think I'm going to be pretty good at that.
Welcome to Sequence 2 of the Exposure Initiative. Will Satterwhite. Now loading. Exposure Agent Profile.
Everyone, silence your phones. The party has arrived and the party's about to begin. So my name is Carolyn. I'm 23. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm a teacher in the greater Boston area. I started in orgs during the pandemic, so this has kind of become my life for the past year and a half. I haven't played in a year, so I might be a little bit rusty, but my job is a first grade teacher, so I work with the little ones all day. I'm super close to my family. I love to have a good time. My initial strategy going into the game is to take a lot of notes. I have my notebook ready to go because I need to keep track of what I'm saying and what other people are saying. I wanted to participate in Exposure because it's a new format to me. I've always wanted to play a game where I'm undercover because I call myself a sleuth all the time. So it's a cool format to me, and it's different and it's exciting, and season 1 went so well, so I'm ready for season 2. I think I have what it takes to win Exposure because I'm the friend in my friend group who everyone will send me a picture of someone and ask me to go figure out everything about them. I sleuth all the time. So I think I've got this in the bag.
Welcome to Sequence 2 of the Exposure Initiative. Carolyn Wallace. Now loading. Exposure Agent Profile.
I know my Insta handle is Marksman Recreation, but I hope you'll show me the ropes of procreation. My name is Mark. I am 29 years old. I am a wildlife field technician, I think is my job now. Yeah. I'm in Brooklyn, New York. So with my job right now, I'm the raptor guy of New York City. So I will be monitoring the nests of all the eagles and hawks in New York City, getting a population estimate. I like to drink, play orgs, hang out with friends, and watch movies. I binge watch a lot of TV. I watched a whole TV show in one day. Love Survivor orgs, and I seem to be only winning them, so I want to try to win something else. My initial strategy is to be not myself because I spell horribly, so I'm going to perfect my diction so no one knows who I am, because usually everyone knows me for having spelling mistakes in all of my messages. So I will try to do that and be super friendly so I can be at the top and get those orbs. I love, putting on a persona, playing someone else, but also, being the core of myself, but a little exaggerated. And it gives you freedom to do other things, like scheme harder than I actually would if I was just playing as myself. I think I could win Exposure because I'm cunning, I have a good internet personality, and I don't give up. Even if I'm losing, or even if I'm voted out, there's always something that I do to make sure that I win.
Welcome to Sequence 2 of the Exposure Initiative. Mark Pastore. Now loading. Exposure Agent Profile.
I wish I was full of tacos instead of emotions.
My name's Caitlin McFarland. I am from Columbiana, Ohio. I am 30 years old. I am a manager of a gym as well as a personal secretary to a 3-time world champion boxer. I have a 9-year-old daughter. I randomly stumbled upon my current job just by joining a gym because your girl needed to work out, and I fixed a printer. And now not only am I the manager of the gym, I'm also the personal secretary to the owner, who happens to be a 3-time world champion boxer. And I had no idea who he was in the beginning, which was kind of funny because I'm not really sports oriented. I live in the middle of nowhere. I have cornfields surrounding me, super outgoing, and I like to have fun. My initial strategy is to just be friends. I'm a super friendly person, and it's easy for me to connect with everyone. I wanted to participate in Exposure. I followed the first game, and it seemed like a lot of fun. I just didn't have any time. So I'm excited to try it out. I think I have what it takes to win Exposure because I am everyone's best friend. I am always there. I always have a shoulder for everyone to cry on. And yeah.
Welcome to Sequence 2 of the Exposure Initiative. Caitlin McFarland. Now loading. Exposure Agent Profile.
Bet you want to know I'm psycho. My name is Stephanie Daniels. I'm 23 years old from Destin, Florida, and I am a server, and I go by she and she, her. I have not played in orgs in quite some time. I am a server and a bartender, and I'm super excited to get super drunk with you guys. I am a new dog owner. My roommate has a dog, so now I'm going to be a dog mom. And hopefully y'all can meet Charlie and we can all hang out. My initial strategy going into the game is to just be myself and kind of learn to adapt and learn the ways. It's a new format for me, so it's all going to be round by round. I want to play Exposure because it looks like it's going to be a great game, and it's a Clark game, so I have to play. I think I have what it takes to win Exposure because I'm badass and I'm just going to win.
Welcome to Sequence 2 of the Exposure Initiative. Stephanie Daniels. Now loading. Exposure Agent Profile.
If there's one thing you should know, never turn your back on a Jersey boy. Hi, my name's Michael. I'm 48 years old. I live in New York City where I am a high school special education teacher. I have lived in New York City for 10 years and it is the best place that I have ever lived. I love living here for everything that the city has to offer. You know, if I decide I want Ethiopian food at 3 a.m., I can get Ethiopian food at 3 a.m. I love the museums. I love the arts here. I love sports. Being able to go to live baseball and hockey games really easily is really a big plus for me. I love showing off my city to everybody that wants to visit. So when this game is over, open invite anybody that wants to come to New York. You got a place to crash. I've never really played an Alias game before, so this is going to be new and interesting for me. But I think it comes down to a root of anything, which is a social strategy. Start to talk to people, get information from people. This is where my organization and spreadsheet skills are going to come in, where I'm going to have to cross-reference what I learned from one person from what people tell other people as well. So I think that is really the core of all this, is coming down to a good social strategy. I think I have what it takes to win Exposure because I am somebody who, I'm very good at working with people. I think that I can establish a certain level of trust with a lot of people. I think that I can work with people to collect information to help identify who people might be, as well as I hope that I can build enough trust amongst people that I would benefit from the orb play as well.
Welcome to Sequence 2 of the Exposure Initiative. Michael Schwarz. Now loading. Exposure Agent Profile.
Like my hairline, I'm here to deceive. Well, my name's Sam. Recently, I've been going by my last name, Foser, through all these games. I am 32 as of this video, but in 4 days, I turn 33. I'm a shift supervisor at Starbucks. It's a lot of fun. I love to sling lattes, love to try to do latte art. Fails every time. I make maybe a blonde if I'm lucky. I'm constantly trying to learn new things. I used to perform for 13 years in California, traveled the world, taught kids in I think 17 different countries. I think my initial strategy going into the game is finding one or two people that I feel like I connect with really, really well, and that they and I will be able to share information very openly. And then from there, kind of spread out and feel out everybody else and start putting together our own personal kind of notes and dossiers so that we can compare notes and everything. I think I can win because I'm a descendant of Sherlock Holmes. Not at all. I feel like I can read people pretty well and be able to pick up on slight little inconsistencies to where I'll be able to eliminate information pretty quickly and kind of discern what information is real, what information isn't, faster than at least one person per round. By the time I make it far enough, I'll have all the information exactly as I need, and I'll just be able to go 100% all the way to the end.
Welcome to Sequence 2 of the Exposure Initiative. Sam Foser. Now loading. Exposure Agent Profile.
Anybody want to see my orange cat? I am Cody Ross. I am 28. I live right outside of Baltimore, Maryland, kind of in between Baltimore and Annapolis, Maryland. I am currently a student getting my degree in school counseling. I'm originally from Vermont. I moved to Maryland a little over 3 years ago now because my wife, the winner of Nowhere to Hide, Melissa Kingsley, is from here. It was her first org ever. She didn't know what an org was, and she ended up winning the whole thing. Wouldn't you know it, we have ended up married in the time since then. If I haven't mentioned, I have a large orange cat named Montgomery, Monty. I have been playing and hosting orgs for over 13 years now, which is a pretty crazy thing. I'm really good at alias games. I have won 18 orgs in my time as an orger. My initial strategy for the game is to add everybody in the cast on Facebook and stalk their profiles, specifically stalk Messenger for their active status to try to get a sense of when everybody is online and not online. Each round, I want to try to pretend to be a different person based on how much I can get from their personality. So I'm probably gonna start with the people I know more within the cast and just try to either act like them or act like someone who's doing a bad job of acting like them, which might also be key. Either one of those could be really good. So that's my main strategy coming in.
Welcome to Sequence 2 of the Exposure Initiative. Cody Ross. Now loading. Exposure Agent Profile.
If looks could kill, then I'd be an assassin. Hello, my name is Bill Lucio. I am 33 years old. I live in Chicago, Illinois. I am a college speech teacher and I go by he, him pronouns. I am obsessed with Taylor Swift. Every re-recording and new release sends me into a chaos of emotions, and she is my favorite artist of all time and can do no wrong. And I love the TV show Lost. I think it was totally ahead of its time, and every single episode drips excellence. My initial strategy going into Exposure is to really just to get to know the other players, figure out what makes them tick, what makes them who they are, and what makes them laugh. I wanted to compete in Exposure because not only is it a cool and inventive and unique game that I've never played, but I've always fancied a 007 movie, and I know that I'm never gonna get the chance to be a secret agent, so why not do it virtually if I can't do it physically? I think I can win Exposure because every gay knows a good expose, and I'll figure every single one of these people out.
Welcome to Sequence 2 of the Exposure Initiative. Bill Lucio. Now loading. Exposure Agent Profile.
This Ruby is going to be the crown jewel of this season. My name is Mikey Ruby. I am 23. Currently, I'm living in Brooklyn, New York. I am from Connecticut. I grew up there my whole life. I am a bartender at this cute little cafe in Brooklyn. I've been working there for a few months now. I really love it there. Little game man trying his best in the big city in New York. Some of my hobbies include gaming. I went to school for theater, so I really enjoy theater. My roommate has a cat who I love to death and would do anything for. His full name is Crumbopulous Michael, but we just call him Bop for short. And if anybody gets that reference, A+ in my book. Usually I like to lay low at the beginning of games, creating good social bonds with people. It's gonna be really interesting to try and figure out who I can and can't trust. I think that's kind of where my head will be at the beginning, is figuring out people that I can trust and just sussing out everybody, figuring what the lay of the land is before I really start thinking about making big moves or anything. I think I have what it takes to win exposure because I hid the fact that I was a gay man for 13 years. I think I can hide who I am for however long. But in all seriousness, I pride myself on my social gameplay in other orgs, and I think that I can bring that to this. And I think that I have the capability to make good relationships, keep secrets lie, and deceive if I have to. I'm excited to play. This is going to be a new experience for me, but I think I can rock it.
Welcome to Sequence 2 of the Exposure Initiative. Mikey Ruby. Now loading. Exposure Agent Profile.
There's never too many crooks in this kitchen. Hi everybody, my name is Alex Crooks. I am 22 years old. I live in Omaha, Nebraska. My job occupation is a little weird. I'm a music education major with a journalism minor, and over the summers I'm a camp counselor, and my pronouns are he, him. I've been in the org community for probably 10 years at this point, and so I'm super excited to try something new, something different. Anything that's creative really gets like my mind flowing. I love photography, graphic design, songwriting, playing the piano. I'm just here to have a great time, and I'm super excited. My initial strategy is relationship building. If you don't get to know people and you don't make those bonds, you're basically dead out of the water. I am such a huge fan of different formats. I love trying something new, seeing what sticks, seeing what doesn't, and exposure seemed to be something that just piqued my interest immediately when I saw it. I'm nice, I'm smart, I know what I have to do in order to win. I'm a little savvy, so I think I've got some pretty decent skills that can get me the win at the end of the game.
Welcome to Sequence 2 of the Exposure Initiative. Alex Crooks. Now loading. Exposure Agent Profile.
Practice safe sandwiches. Use condiments. Right? My name is Andy. I am 25. I'll be probably 26 by the time that the game starts. I am from St. Louis. Occupation, I don't have one at the moment, so that's fun. But what I spend most of my time doing is helping out with my nieces and nephews. They're all under 4 years of age, and there's 4 of them, so it gets a little crazy sometimes. I like puzzles, video games, any kind of game really, and I like tennis. My initial strategy is that I want to stay undercover as long as possible. Beyond that, I don't really have much of a strategy. I generally like to go into games pretty open-minded because strategy needs to change all the time. And so if I go in with a set strategy, then I focus on that. And if I need to change, it doesn't go very well. So I just like to keep an open mind, really. The biggest reason I wanted to participate in Exposure is because it's a very unique format. You get original format games, but nothing quite like this one. And it's kind of a mashup of The Circle and The Mole, which are both shows that I very much enjoy. And I think it looks like a lot of fun. I think I have what it takes to win because I'm very competitive. I don't like to lose. I have played probably hundreds of Survivor, Big Brother, The Challenge, whatever format, you name it, I've probably played it. So I think my experience with all of those types of games will help me a lot.
Welcome to Sequence 2 of the Exposure Initiative. Andy Fritz. Now loading. Exposure Agent Profile.
Where there's a Will, there's a Wade, and probably a ton of fucking tequila. Okay, my name's Wade James Lee. I am 27. I am currently a bridge tender as well as a produce associate. So I'm a huge video game, board game kind of guy. I've played 13 of Clark's games, and I've lost every single one of them. The only one I've came close up into was the one where you don't have to vote anyone out. So let's hope I can change pace in this one and win. My initial strategy is to more so out of the gate figure out like 4 or 5 people, because I don't think a lot of other people will be doing that, be socially outputting themselves. So my goal is to try and string on to 5 or 6 people to make sure I at least have an anchor inside of the first few rounds. This is one of the games that I have not played in Clark's. It has an Alias kind of tongue to it. The last time I played an Alias game was Matt Merrill's and Jeff Burley's, and people thought I was a woman. So hopefully I can go into this game doing the same.
I think I bring in in-depth taking of notes that nobody else has the caliber of doing. There may be like 1 or 2, but you've seen my charts. You know I take 1,000 fucking notes. When I figure out someone, I will literally have them anchored down, make sure I have them straight, and no one's gonna know who I am until I need them to know.
Welcome to Sequence 2 of the Exposure Initiative. Wade Lee. Now loading. Exposure Agent Profile.
Watch out, cause Oryx Pink Ranger is ready to strike.
Hi everyone, my name is Gianna. I am 34 from Cincinnati, Ohio. My pronouns are she, her, and I am a casino cage cashier supervisor. Actually, I've been working at the casino for 6 years now. So I work at Hard Rock Casino, but I've actually been through quite a few transitions of it and went from Horseshoe to Jack to now Hard Rock. And I am very excited to be part of like a national worldwide brand. I started off as a cashier and pretty much worked my way up to a supervisor. And I love dealing with the public and taking care of my cashiers, making sure they're okay. And I'm just an all around people person. So I'm really good at making connections. And I think that will help me out in a game like this. I love to cook. I love to sing. Like I've actually been doing quite a few singing like org competitions. They've been a lot of fun. And with that being said, I have been playing orgs for a little over 5 years now. I have a couple of wins under my belt, but a lot of times you'll see me in the jury. But I love playing games. I'm a huge game show buff and I love playing games and having fun with them. All right, so my initial strategy is to make as many connections as possible, but not lay too low. Because I've been that type that likes to lay low to the point that if I lay too low, I'm one of the first out. So no, I'm gonna make sure I'm not one of the first out. I think I have what it takes to win exposure because I feel like I'm that sweet, lovable girl who knows when to strike and knows when to make those powerful moves and knows how to get what she wants.
Welcome to Sequence 2 of the Exposure Initiative. Gianna Reed. Now loading. Exposure Agent Profile.
It's time to get it. My name is Jose Archuleta. I am from Neosho, Missouri. I am 24, I'm sorry. I do heating and air conditioning installed commercially. I'm definitely a very excitable person. I have lots of energy. I'm very positive. I always try to keep positivity in the room. At work, I'm always the one that's, hey, let's go get this, let's go get it done. I'm just always moving, always ready to do something, always ready to go. I like to play video games a lot, especially on my Nintendo Switch. I'm playing a lot of Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, but recently I got Borderlands, but just gaming is what I do. And I love to read books too. I've been reading a lot too. I got Christmas gifts for more Google Play books. It's great, honestly. My initial strategy for this game is going to be going in. I'm definitely going to have, I don't think a lot of people will know me, but I'm not sure. If there's a lot of people that I know, then I'll have to act a little different, just kind of, play off. Maybe be someone else a little bit, try to throw them off the trail. And as for figuring everyone else out, knowing who's in there, definitely if I know who's in there, it'll be easy to match up unless they play the same way I do. But just try to make some friends and just try to get an idea. It's been a while since I've done a game, and I really, a lot of stuff has been going on recently, so I've been needing some, just a little more activity, something else to do. So I think this would be a great way to start, getting out there a little bit more. I think I can win exposure because I definitely think I can hide who I am, definitely act that different person online. I have a different presence and just kind of, throw everyone off the trail.
Welcome to Sequence 2 of the Exposure Initiative. Jose Archuleta. Now loading. Exposure Agent Profile.
I came to sleuth and maybe tell you the truth. My name is Scott. I'm 30 years old. I live in Austin, Texas. I'm a project manager for a nonprofit that's based in Washington, D.C. I live in Austin, Texas with my partner and our dog. I am an avid runner. I grew up not playing sports at all and decided to try to start running as a way to have a creative athletic outlet. And now I have a life goal of running a marathon in every U.S. state. I'm training for my 10th marathon right now. I'm also really into games and crosswords. I love solving crosswords, but I also taught myself how to write crossword puzzles. So I've been published in a few different venues, including the New York Times. My brother actually won season 1, and from just hearing about, I joined the Facebook group to follow along with this game, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so fun. I just would love to be able to play a game like this. I once upon a time worked in recruiting, so I think I have a pretty good mind for being able to find out information about people. I think I'm just a very cerebral, but also an emotional player. I hope the emotional side comes in handy when it comes to forming connections as both me and my agent in terms of getting information as to me, but also maybe collecting a few, I believe it's called orbs, as a agent. And then the cerebral side I hope comes in handy as when it comes to like the strategic side of being able to, I don't know, notice the things that might not be immediately noticed, to find the little things, like the little breadcrumbs that might be accidentally left behind, and to be able to connect the dots from picking up on those different, like maybe more subtle clues that might come into play as we have more conversations with each other.
Welcome to Sequence 2 of the Exposure Initiative. Scott Earl. Now loading. Exposure Agent Profile.
Living on Earth is expensive, but it does include a free trip around the sun. Hello, my name is Sean. I am 19. I am an LPN from Ohio, and I go by they, them. So I have played at least 100 orgs, been here for quite some time. I started on the horrific, disgusting 10gauge.com. Then a friend from there told me that I should come to Facebook because it's better there, not toxic and fun. So obviously I came to Facebook. I really just don't do much. I'm kind of a laid back person. I love to stay relaxing. However, on occasion I will run around and be a little hooligan and have a little bit of fun here and there. But for the most part, I'm always either working, playing orgs, or hosting an org. So my initial strategy is to come into the game and make as many social connections as I possibly can. I would also form as many alliances, bonds, and allies as I could, because in any kind of game, you're always going to need allies and straightforward connections and bonds. Well, I definitely think I have what it takes to win exposure because I can be that person that is there for everyone. I can sit there and talk for hours on end while making those connections and staying strong and true to my bonds, but also not always staying true to the people that are targets in the game. I can be really down to earth, or I can be really obnoxious and loud. It just depends on how I look at you and view you. And if I view you as a good person, I'm going to be down to earth with you. But if I view you as a bad person, I'm probably going to be obnoxious with you, and I'm going to probably not agree with a lot of things you do in the game, and I will verbalize that.
Welcome to Sequence 2 of the Exposure Initiative. Sean Groves. Now loading. Exposure Agent Profile.
It is time to CLC me slay the competition. Hello everyone, I am Carlin Clark, aka CLC for those who know me as that. I am, 25, but I don't look 25, I look much older, but I am 25. I reside in Austin, Texas, where I work as a super underpaid accounting consultant who hates my life because I continue to use my accounting degree instead of following my passions and dreams. I'm a dog dad of a 4-year-old little pit bull named Beau, B-E-A-U-X. I know I'm extra for making it so ridiculous, but that is me. I love board gaming. I love to drink and talk a lot of shit and spill the tea. Most know me from my stupid catchphrase, spilling the tea with CLC, because I'm clearly full of myself and insert my initials anywhere I can go. My initial strategy is talk to as many people as I can and lie some more. And did I mention I'm gonna lie? I wanted to play in Exposure, so I played in Subversion. The Mole is my absolute favorite reality show. I don't claim to be good at it, even though I did win Subversion, but I'm not that good. I lost the Mole game I played a year ago. I don't know if I necessarily have what I think it takes to win Exposure. Part of my Leo-ness just thinks I'm great at everything, and I can put anything that I put my mind to, but sometimes not necessarily. I'm pretty good at lying and getting people to believe me, so I'm hoping that is the winning strategy. I'm not sure I'm super cut out for this, but I'm willing to give it a good old gay man's try.
Welcome to Sequence 2 of the Exposure Initiative. Carl Landon Clark. Now loading. Exposure Agent Profile.
Listen up, Fives. A 10 is speaking. Hey, what's up? My name is Chad Rooks. I am 36 years old from Cleveland, Ohio. I currently work as a global HR business partner for a clinical research organization. Love to play board games. Favorite sport is soccer and dodgeball. My org history is not super extensive. I've played a couple of top model games, Big Brother Hogwarts. I have won one game in the past, which was Challenge Org. Love to cook. Bake actually is my favorite form of cooking, just because I like the technical part of it. Put some spins on some things, and yeah, I mean, that's pretty much me in a nutshell. So my initial strategy going into the game, I would say, is to get a small core group of people to work with. I will make my core group of friends right away, stay loyal to them as much as possible, and then basically sync with the ship. I think that maybe us getting to know each other a little bit better and making sure that we have a little core group of people to identify each other, not be placed in the lowest group or the highest, could be, a big advantage for us. I always find that playing an honest game gets me pretty far, and I don't like to sacrifice who I am to betray people to, get further in any aspect of my life, including these games. I think I have what it takes to win because I'm pretty clever. I feel like I'm pretty good at creating relationships and getting people to trust me. I'm willing to do what it takes to kind of look people up on Facebook or on Instagram or other social media and try to get insight into who they are. And I think that'll really help me get to the end and win.
Welcome to Sequence 2 of the Exposure Initiative. Chadwick Rooks. Now loading. Exposure Agent Profile.
Don't call me mustard just because you hoes can't catch up. My name is JT. I am 31 years old. I am an operations manager at a restaurant by day and a teacher by night and OnlyFans by overnight. I am a super outgoing, down-to-earth, crazy, goofy, boisterous, loud, phenomenally intelligent human being. I enjoy watching reality television shows, writing trivia, and reciting useless facts that no one cares about or that no one else knows. I have 6 godchildren that I all refer to as my own kids. My initial strategy going into the game is to be detail-oriented. People love to slip up in these games. They let little details slip that lead to their identity. I'm gonna pay attention to those details, and I'm gonna also keep my cards close to my chest, very close to my titties. Make sure that nobody knows my tea, and that nobody can figure out anything about me. I'm gonna stay a mystery. I'm gonna be a loud, boisterous, in-your-face mystery. How's that for an oxymoron? I think I have what it takes to win exposure because I'm cunning. I have an endearing personality, so people are gonna want to tell me stuff. And because of who I am, because people know me and I think that I'll be able to fool people. I lie very well. People believe me when I say things to them because I say it sincerely. I mean it from the bottom of my heart.
Welcome to Sequence 2 of the Exposure Initiative. JT Tramberg. Now loading. Exposure Agent Profile.
I like long walk on the beach, big dicks, and fried chicken. My name is in Vietnamese is Nguyễn Duy Thành. But in English, you can just call me Tank, like the war machine. I'm 22 and about to be actually 23. I'm currently working as a distribution assistant, but I'm trying to change it into customer service. I play Orc like 5 times, but never win. I got into the finale twice, but just the bridesmaids and not the bride. For my hobbies, I like playing the ukulele, singing, and also cooking. I just graduated this October, got my degree in English, but it didn't give me a lot of option as into where I should be working in. And also I like to work out and spending my time at the gym, talking to people, and also getting the weight gains. My initial strategies would kind of be like to play a silent game. I was trying to get to know a lot of people, but not trying to be like I am playing too hard. I will try to piggyback off of some good player using their knowledge to my advantage and gaining orbs as we get close to the end, just to play the social part. I think I can win because I have good social skills. I have a lot of long-lasting orc friends after the game, so I think that I can do well getting to know people in this game.
Welcome to Sequence 2 of the Exposure Initiative. Tank. Now loading. Exposure Agent Profile.
What's not to love? Okay, I'm Tina Thornberry. I'm 55 from Ozark, Arkansas. I just retired from work, and my pronouns is she and her. My daughter Elizabeth got me into playing orcs like 3 years ago. I've won like one little mini orc, but the host didn't post it or nothing. And I love playing orcs. I had thought about taking a break, but then I got busy with playing again because since I retired, I can do stuff like that. My strategy is taking out inactive people. I want to try something new and see what it's like and stuff. I think I have what it takes is because of my personality, and I get along with a bunch of people.
Welcome to Sequence 2 of the Exposure Initiative. Tina Thornberry. Now loading. Exposure Agent Profile.
It's king shit. My name is Ganny Wilson. I am 21 from Tennessee, but I'm located in Atlanta, Georgia. I am a student / teacher or coach. I can come off as a big asshole when I'm not trying to. I'm actually really sweet sometimes. I'm a great listener though. I love to give out advice to people. People love to come to me with questions about everything. I love to give out advice. My job though, I love it. I love teaching kids. I love being around kids. I love seeing them thrive in something that I had a hand in, like, you know, in anything. I just love seeing them thrive and stuff like that. I'm also a musician. I know how to play every instrument that can make you a one-man band. So like piano, bass, guitar, drums. I'm self-taught in all of it. I'm a photographer. By my family, I have 14 siblings. I got 9 sisters and 4 brothers. I'm a middle child. So my initial strategy is to try to play as under the radar as possible while making certain, connections. I didn't do that in some games that I played just while I've been like retired or whatever. I want to play more so under the radar so I don't become a threat to most people. I know some people like to play a little bit cutthroat. I used to play cutthroat and it didn't work out. I've been close to winning before. Well, if you want to say third place is close, I was robbed at the end. But I mean, I've been close to winning before. And I definitely think I have what it takes, especially if I can fix my wrongdoings from the past and try to focus on more something new. And like I said, just fix what I didn't do last time. I think if I had the right mindset going into this, then I think I'll be fine.
Welcome to Sequence 2 of the Exposure Initiative. Ganny Wilson. Now loading. Exposure agent profile.
Usually I'm all talk, but today I'm all hush hush. I am Joshua Blaker, 21 years old. Pronouns are he, him. I'm from Northern Kentucky, and right now I am a gas station attendant at Costco Wholesale. I am currently a communications major at Northern Kentucky University, where I focus in just a manipulation skill and just overall persuasion. So I've been playing orgs for 3+ years now on various apps and social media, and I have played in over 50 of them so far. My initial strategy is to just write everything anyone tells me down, as it could definitely help me in the game. I want to participate in Exposure because it's a very unique game that I haven't seen anyone else really post anything like it at all. So to broaden my experience, I would definitely like to play a game that's very much out there as something very different and unique, and it just seems like an overall great experience at the resume. Why do I think I have what it takes to win Exposure? I am a communications major, so I know how to get information out of people. I know how to kind of manipulate people into giving me the information that I need in order to figure out who they are. And yeah, I think that's definitely going to carry me very far in this game.
Welcome to Sequence 2 of the Exposure Initiative. Joshua Blaker. Now loading. Exposure agent profile.
You may have heard of the situation. Now it's time to meet the bituation.
Hi guys, my name is Michael DeLucas. I am 37 years old as of this game starting. From Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I am an e-commerce general manager. I am an org veteran. I've been playing these games for about 5 years, have dabbled a little bit into the live reality game realm as well. This one's definitely gonna be a mindfuck. I don't think I'm really good at figuring out other people lying, but I'm pretty good at lying myself. My initial strategy coming into the game is to try to throw people off as much as possible, which I think is going to be everybody's strategy. I do have a distinct way of messaging, communicating, I'm known for typos. So I'm really going to pay close attention to making sure that I don't do those things so that people can keep off my tail. When I saw the application for Exposure, I've played 2 previous Clark games. They're top notch as far as production, casting, and the craziness that ensues. So I knew I had to throw my hat in the ring. I also like the fact that it's not a challenge-based game. I tend to find myself in a threat level situation when games are based on challenges. I have just moved across the country and don't have many friends. So being social is probably something that my life needs right about now. I don't know if I have what it takes to be the winner of Exposure. This is out of my norm of playing Survivor and Big Brother. And to be honest, it's probably a prelude to me throwing my hat in the ring for a live mole game. So I'm not gonna sit here and be confident and say, yeah, I have what it takes, because I don't really know. I've never played any kind of format where it's a guess who or figure it out. So I'm just here for a good time and hopefully for a long time.
Welcome to Sequence 2 of the Exposure Initiative. Michael DeLucas. Now loading. Exposure agent profile.
I was supposed to say something quick-witted and short, but I forgot I was doing this today, so here we are. My name is Alex Bayless. My age is absolutely no one's business but my own. My location is Las Vegas, Nevada. My pronouns are he, she, they, them. Pretty much if it's a pronoun, I'll drink it. I am nowhere near as funny outwardly as I am in my mind, so that's something everyone should probably know. Generally speaking, I think that irreverence and a sense of humor are literally the 2 best tools to get you through life. I am thriving and striving very hard to make people appreciate why the Spice Girls are amongst the greatest musical situation that has happened in the last century, with very few people who agree with me who do not fall on the gay side of the spectrum. We're making movement here and there while we can. My initial strategy going into this game is to not go home. How about that? So my strategy going into this game is to try and be as lovely and ominous and evasively alluring as humanly possible, while hopefully garnering some favor and some friendships. I don't fully understand the rules, but I imagine my glass of wine and I will enjoy figuring it out along the way. I don't have what it takes to win exposure. I'm loud. I'm one of those people, even online, I have a personality that's about as subtle as a tractor. It's like, you're gonna know it's me from 2 miles away. And that's before I even start like messaging or talking. So trust me when I tell you, I am not gonna win this game, but I'm gonna have an absolutely delightful time warding off my inevitable elimination as long as humanly possible.
Welcome to Sequence 2 of the Exposure Initiative. Alex Bayless. Now loading. Exposure Agent Profile.
I've got class, I've got spice, but mostly I'm nice. Hi, my name is Sarah. I am 46, technically when this is recording, but I'll probably be 47 by the time we play this game. I live in Alden, New York, which is right outside Buffalo, and my occupation is I work in like technical support services, a lot of technical stuff. I am first and foremost, I'm a mom of a really awesome 11-year-old boy. I am somewhat new to live orgs. I played a couple Alias games before. I have played a couple live games before as well. And I do love reality TV, so I'm really excited to play. My initial strategy is to lie. I think in a game like this, where people are trying to figure out who you are, keeping that really close to the vest and not letting people figure it out is going to be, I guess, my initial strategy. The reason I wanted to participate in Exposure is because it seems like something different, like a newer, different type of org, and I'm always interested in trying new things. I kind of just got into the live org type of scene, so when I saw the game for this, I thought, oh, that's different, and I love different. I think I have what it takes to win Exposure because I am an extremely awesome strategist. I really just love to pick apart games and figure out the best way to play and the best way to win. And I think I have a mind for it. I also have a little bit of a social game thrown in there. And I think that is the two things that are going to propel me to the end.
Welcome to Sequence 2 of the Exposure Initiative. Sarah Cowell. It is with great pleasure that I would like to officially welcome the 32 agents of Exposure, Sequence 2. I would like to wish you all the very best of luck